Hi, I'm Connor with Adventure Subaru, and today we are going to troubleshoot some common issues on your vehicle. In a case where you'll notice that your auto function of your windows does not operate, the auto roll-up function will need to be reset from each window specifically. On this vehicle, we only have one window that has the auto up function. So for this one, what we'll be doing is we'll be rolling it up with the full auto up held for about 2 seconds and then pushing down once, and that will allow it to go through a full cycle and relearn the bottom stop. Again, with it coming up to the top here, you pull back all the way to the auto up and hold it for a couple seconds and then push all the way to auto down for it to go through a full cycle. In a situation where you find that your key fob low battery light is coming on the dash, it is a simple measure to change out the battery in these devices. So changing out the battery in one of these fobs here is very simple. First, we're going to remove the key blade just by pressing this button here. And that is actually the key blade that you use to get in your car if the battery's dead for the ignition on the side of the vehicle. Now for removing this, there is going to be a small little area in between the two halves of the plastic here that is easily separable. And then upon removing that, you will see the battery itself in here, along with the buttons that will be pressed through the back here. Now it is important to remember that this needs to go in the proper orientation, and on this one it'll be battery up to the hole, but removing this battery, which is a 2032, again, just a small object to pry it out from here, and that will release it. And then inserting and installing is just simply all in the reverse of removal. And it'll just snap back together. Key blade goes back inside here, and you're done. You may notice at times that your key itself can possibly get stuck in the ignition, and we're going to show you how to remove that in that instance. In the situation right here, you may notice that the key is stuck and won't turn on the ignition, in which case your steering wheel is just going to be resting against the lock with the weight of the wheels holding it. So what you'll have to do is figure out in which direction it is locked. So to the left, that's it. So we actually have free play to the right. So what you'll want to do is rotate to the right, but not too far, because then you're resting on the lock. Just enough to the point where the ignition will allow the key to rotate. And then there you go. Since we are fortunate enough to have a Forester of this year currently in the shop right now, we can actually go over one of the more common problems that do occur on this model, specifically that there is a extension for repairs. And this is kind of the opposite of what normally would happen, is your key will get stuck and it won't come out of the ignition cylinder. Now this isn't a problem with the steering wheel. There's actually a part underneath the shifter that needs to be replaced to do so. Now, in the case that this does happen, what you can do is go from out of park into any gear and go back into park, cycle that a few times, and that will allow your key to be taken out of the ignition. And if you have any further questions, give us a call or visit us online at adventuresubaru.com.